All right, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing another Walking Dead video after the finale for The Walking Dead, The Ones Who Live. This one we're going to be talking about reunions. Before Andrew Lincoln's time as Rick is over, we have to see a Daryl and Rick reunion. Alright dudes, so definitely wanted to go ahead and make this video with you guys talking about future reunions we probably will see in the Walking Dead universe, television series universe, after the end of The Walking Dead, The Ones Who Live. So, we got to see the finale episode for The Walking Dead, The Ones Who Live. I think most of us, enjoyed it quite a bit, enjoyed seeing the first season, although the ending felt like it was a bit crammed in the final episode, like they kind of had to resolve all these things. And so they pretty much did like a season worth of content or two in one episode, but I guess maybe that was originally planned to be like the third movie or something, if they were going to do a trilogy, or if they were going to do one Rick movie or something. They would have probably had it been a 2 or 3 hour deal, and most of it would have included that. Maybe they would have taken Jadis out or something if they would have done a movie version, or had her not been such a prominent character or something, like given her a couple of episodes or whatever they ended up doing with the TV series or the streaming series version. But before we see the end for Rick, before we see Rick's final scenes, even though the end of this series does feel like a solid ending for Rick, we do still need to see Daryl and Rick reunited at some point. Carol, the others, as well too. Even Morgan would be great to see, even if it's just a cameo, even if it's just in, like at the very end of a series or something. It remains to be seen how much more AMC wants to do with The Walking Dead after The Ones Who Live. I think the reception for The Walking Dead, The Ones Who Live was huge. I think it was really great. So I think that AMC will probably be happy with that based on what they were, what they projected and thinking they were going to get. I think they got at least that and maybe more, but we still, we got to see some of these other characters be reunited with Rick as well. We sort of get the understanding that Rick and Michonne are kind of returning to the Commonwealth, it feels like, or maybe the kids are kind of going with them. Whatever, wherever they're going to be at, it's hard to say from the ending of the way, The Ones Who Live ended, if Rick and Michonne have taken over the CRM now, if they did what they did and now they've abandoned it and are basically leaving and, returning to the Commonwealth. Hard to say exactly. We'll have to comb through some of the interviews and see if Gimple has touched on what would be afterwards. He has said in some interviews that he has more plans for Rick and Michonne down the road, but it might end up just being fan fiction, like in his mind, because we don't know if we'll ever see it actually materialize into a series. But the thing is, with the videos we've done here and with our analysis, they're not working on a season 2 for it. Season 2 has not been announced. So far as we know, that's got to be the ending for that. But if you look at the Daryl Carol series, for example, Daryl Dixon, which I think is going to become kind of like a Daryl Carol series. First season is just Daryl Dixon is what it's called, but it feels like it's kind of becoming Book of Carol. It's kind of becoming a Daryl and Carol show. Like the others have been a duo type show for Dead City and for The Ones Who Live. Two prominent OG Walking Dead characters in each. But for the ending of the Daryl series, when they do eventually decide to wrap it up, if they do a season 3 or however many seasons Norman Reedus and AMC want to do, and maybe Melissa McBride too, if she kind of has a forefront role in the coming seasons, which it sounds like she probably will. At the very end of the Daryl Dixon spinoff series, I think we really have to see the two of them reunited with Rick and Michonne, at some point there. Like you have to see Rick, now that Rick is back and, has been sort of rescued or fought his way out with Michonne's help. Now we need to see him meet Daryl again, see Daryl again, and see Carol as well. Now, for some of the others, like Morgan, for example, whether or not we see Morgan reunited with Rick, that one is probably a bit more tricky because Morgan is not an ongoing character in a Walking Dead series right now. Whereas like with Daryl Dixon, you can easily see, I think, that when you get to that finale episode of the series, it probably ends with the final scene with Daryl and Carol being reunited with Rick and their entourage, whoever comes with Daryl from the series. If it's Laurent and the others, maybe he brings them back with him. But you can easily see, it's probably an easy prediction, that at the very end of Daryl Dixon, you see that reuniting scene between him, Carol, and Rick. As far as Maggie and Negan go for Dead City, I don't think it matters as much. I don't think there's as many people that are kind of clamoring. I haven't seen it so much in the comments that people really want to see Maggie reunited with Rick. It could be entertaining to see Negan reunited with Rick, just because it would be kind of funny, considering he like jailed him and stuff. So that might be a funny, a sequence to see. But for Maggie to see Rick again, it's like a nice scene, but it's not. It's probably not something that's like high in demand, for example, like the Daryl Rick reuniting is. I did also upload the clip to Shorts, and kind of the clip for Rick being meeting RJ for the first time. I guess it's not a reuniting because this is the first time he's actually met living RJ, and to be aware that he has, in the first season of The Ones Who Live, being aware that he has a son and everything because he lost Carl earlier. But yeah, a lot of people, left comments in that one that they don't really like RJ, which is kind of a strange thing. Maybe it's just people feel like he's kind of like a Carl 2.0 almost, or he's even wearing the hat and stuff like that. But they've also a lot of comments saying that the actor showed absolutely no emotion in the scene, child actor for RJ, that is, no emotion in the scene when he is meeting his dad, when he's meeting his father. And maybe that's true. I don't know if maybe you just be stunned or in shock or something, but that's probably a fair criticism, that he didn't really show almost any emotion. People always used to complain about Chandler Riggs and kind of like his acting and stuff. I never thought it was bad or had a problem with it for the most part. Maybe there's a couple of times here and there that it wasn't that great. But I think to finish things off, he did an amazing job with Walking Dead at the end of season 8. But it's interesting to see a lot of people don't like RJ that much. I do think that you have to admit, though, it's a great scene at the end of The Ones Who Live, and with Judith as well. I just thought it should be, I thought it should be longer than what we actually ended up getting to see for the scene. We had the comment from Josh Riemann 4, who said that this child actor has the strongest deadpan expression I've ever seen. Horrible, and it got like 33 likes. And then Eric Lender said, "I hate that kid." A bunch of people don't like RJ. So RJ is a little bit unpopular, so far, which is a little bit strange. But maybe it doesn't matter that much because, again, we don't know how much they're going to do with the surviving Grimes family now, I guess. So, in the future, what we're going to see. But we do have Season 2 of Daryl Dixon and Carol coming up this summer. We have Season 2 of Dead City, which is, they're working on it in progress. And aside from that, I think that's it for Walking Dead for a while. Unless they announce some other series and they announce anything else, I think we can probably, unfortunately, expect then the next couple of years, after seeing The Ones Who Live, it was kind of short but sweet. That was their big thing. Like, getting to see Rick come back again was kind of that big, thing that everybody was highly anticipating. And so we did get to see it. I'm happy to see they're continuing with Walking Dead, but it's kind of like now that we've seen Rick's return and they gave that an ending as well, and they're not doing anything further with it right now, it does kind of feel like that's it for Walking Dead for a while. And, unless they announce something in the future, like a crossover series or something like that, you're probably not going to get that same level of hype from a Season 2 of Daryl Dixon or a Season 2 of Dead City, while they'll be must-see for a lot of us as Walking Dead fans. You really don't have that, like, super hyped Walking Dead series coming up or something, because we just saw it. And it ended up being pretty damn short. A lot of it, like... Yeah, I think for The Ones Who Live, maybe we should do a review of The Ones Who Live as a whole and kind of look at the whole first season, because it's like that's, it kind of started off great and then it ended so, big with such fast pacing and so abruptly that it's just kind of a little bit strange. But who knows? Maybe we'll see more, but it won't be for at least a couple years. If we do see Rick again leading a series, it probably won't be for at least until 2026, 2027, probably at the earliest. Otherwise, we're probably looking at just cameos, and don't know if Walking Dead will ever have enough hype again to see a combined series where you see, the different series kind of recombined back together for a couple seasons or something. I kind of felt like the CRM was sort of that group of villains that would allow you to do a combined series, like, Rick escapes, but General Beale's still out there, and they have to bring everybody back together. Daryl, they're going to need everybody, and the Commonwealth builds itself up to where it can fight and defeat the CRM. What's weird about what they chose to do in this one is Michonne and Rick basically defeat the CRM by themselves with no other help. So this group that is this big bad and everything ends up getting basically destroyed in like one episode by two characters. So I don't know, maybe the CRM ended up being a little bit disappointing, but maybe that's just what it has to be, because they can only get Denai Guerrero, Andrew Lincoln for 6 episodes at their age right now, where they're at, and that's all they could commit to. I don't know. Leave your comments below. Let me know what you guys think and whether or not you'd like to see kind of more discussion. Maybe we'll do on Sunday, we could do like a live review of the first season of The Ones Who Live now that's over. And let me know what you're thinking about Walking Dead going forward. Do you feel like it's kind of over, it's kind of done because this was the thing we were looking for and now it's finished? Or are you like, no, I got to see that Daryl Rick reuniting and some of the others as well too. So before you leave, if you don't mind, thumb the video up below, share, favorite, and subscribe at the bottom. I'll see you guys again soon for another video. As always, it's Trev saying peace later, guys. See you soon.